Hello. How is everyone tonight? Hey, Watcher, Chris, Nico, Taffy, Crime. Did I mention everybody? I think so. Gonna wait a few minutes. I know it's Friday, so people might be out doing things, but I'm gonna tell you what. You know, I've said in the past I'm gonna wing it. Tonight, guys, it is winging it. I am scatterbrained for real. Hey, Ivy. I have been so busy the last couple days. So, when I say bear with me tonight, I mean it. And I've had the worst luck too. My printer, I can't get it to print. It says it's offline. So, my notes are on here, not in front of me. It is online. I don't know what it means because it's connected to the internet. So, there's that. So, hey, Mary Beaver. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good, other than a little shaken up because I hope I can get my wits together. I hope everyone's doing well on this Friday night. I literally have been so busy, and today oh, it's been busy. I worked, then I had to rush. Oh, then I had a doctor's appointment, which went really good. I like my new doctor. He's really great. Then I took my mama and we went and voted. I still have my sticker on. I'm going to take that off. And then I had to go to another grocery store because I forgot tomato juice to make chili. And then, I had to go to the pharmacy and pick up my medicine because guess what? I did have another UTI. And then I had to run to the gas station because I have to have my vitamin water. And anyways, it's been busy. Oh, and then I had to make chili, and I was doing that and trying to prep, and then like I said, my notes, I can't get them to print. I don't know what's wrong with my printer. It's a good printer. It says offline. I don't know. So, have I missed anybody? I don't think so. So, I don't know. When I'm looking at my notes, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see me, but I usually don't, Cher's not here. But she's the one that said, I want to see you, not your avatar. So, just peachy here in Tennessee. Well, I'm happy for all you that have warm weather because I'm telling you what, it's cold here. But today wasn't such a bad day. It was pretty nice. It only got up in the 40s, but we had sunshine, so that made it feel warmer. I'm happy too, Mary. I'm happy that all of you are here. Johnson's Baby Wash. Ah, well, hey, Mill Billy. How are you? You're probably working a lot, Mill Bill. So, yes, Chris, yes. Okay, Watcher, thank you. Well, I'm going to get into this, and then people come, they come. If they can't, they can't. But if they come in, but like I said, my notes are on here, and I couldn't get them printed. Um, and like I said, my mind is everywhere because I have just been running for the last 2 days, and there we go. Sorry. Yes, I mentioned my Nico, my adopted son. Yes, I did, Chris. So, okay, guys, I'm going to get in it. Let me know if you can still see me real quick. Can you guys still see me? Just give me a yes if you can. Could you still see me? I don't know how it looks to you guys when. Could you still see me a second ago? Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, then I guess it's not so bad. So, okay, well, let's get into this. If I did miss anybody, I apologize, but I think I caught everybody. Now I might miss somebody if they come in, but I'll get back to them when I get back. Just let somebody know I'm reading my notes from the computer. I'll try to bounce back and forth because you know, I do want to say, as I was, and I don't know if any of you have read any of my links. Actually, I was shocked tonight as I was trying to prep while I was cooking supper, and the last link, which was the most updated one with Nancy Grace, and I know some of you don't like her, I do. I went to click on that, and it's not available anymore. They took it off. It was on Oxygen, and they took it off. And I was like, well, what the heck? But anyway, I also wanted to give a couple of channels a shout out. I don't know if any of you have, but I mean, I know you have from here, but Mike from that chapter, I really like his channel. I source his channel a lot. And of course, Lord Nart, he's, but I think he does a good job. And sometimes he's really good at putting in the facts and the story and summing it up really quick. So I like his channel, and a lot of times I'm subscribed to him. So a lot of times, his channel pops up and it's his stories that just grab me. So if you haven't checked him out, just check his channel out. I think he's pretty good. Anyway, and there was another one, but I can't remember right off my head right now, right off the top of my head. I can't even talk tonight either. That chapter, Watcher. His name's Mike, but the name of his channel is That Chapter. Yes, Lord Narts is great. He sure is. Okay, so here we go. Did I miss somebody? Just making sure before I start. Okay, here I go. So it's I'm bringing Jennifer Dulos to you. Okay, and she was born as Jennifer Farber. She was born on September 27th, 1968, in New York City, New York. Um, and she was born to Gloria Ortenberg and Hilliard Farber. And her maternal aunt, not that this is relevant to the case, but they put it there for a reason, is Liz Claiborne. So for you women, um, yeah, the Liz Claiborne. I love her perfume, by the way. Just the regular Liz Claiborne. I love that perfume. So, but she disappeared on May 24th, 2019, at age 50, and I will get to that in a minute. She married Fotis Dulos. They met at Brown College. He kind of crushed on her there, but that's not when they got together. They didn't get together for 15 years later. But they did eventually get together and got married, and they had 5 children. And 2 of them were twins. So, she ended up filing for divorce, and she knew that was going to outrage him. She already feared him. And she clearly stated that when she filed for divorce. And this was known to family and friends and even the babysitter, or the nanny. The babysitter had witnessed arguments and his violent behavior. In any case, during the divorce filing, the judge gave Jennifer custody of the 5 children, and Fotis only having unsupervised visits. The judge considered Fotis not credible, and stating the kids would be in danger otherwise. Jennifer said Fotis had threatened to take the kids away to Greece, and that's where he's originally from. She also was afraid he would take them to Argentina, where his girlfriend, which he was already seeing, by the way, before she filed for divorce, Michelle Trinicus, had connections to. So the day she disappeared, she took her children, 5 of them, to school at 7:58 that morning. She returned home 7 minutes later, as the school was just up the road, not very far at all. Then at 10:25 a.m., her Suburban was seen leaving, but she was not driving it. It would later be found at a nearby park, Waverly Park. Babysitter arrives at 11:30 and no Jennifer, but she wasn't surprised because she knew Jennifer had many appointments that day. And when she got inside, though, she thought something wasn't right because Jennifer's purse or handbag was still there. Then she noticed there were only 2 rolls of paper towel there. And she was like, well, where'd all the paper towel go? Because I just stocked it last night and there were 12. So 10 rolls of paper towel gone. So she was like, something wasn't right in the house. She texted Jennifer, no answer. Texted a couple more times and no answer. Again at 4:30, no answer. She knew something was wrong because she would never leave her children. So the babysitter got the children together and drove to New York because they were supposed to meet Jennifer for a dentist appointment. But Jennifer didn't show. Very not like Jennifer. She loved her children. She wouldn't do this. Babysitter and children, uh, sorry, I mistyped. Babysitter and family got with LE. A report was made at 7 p.m. They searched home and they find blood on garage floor, which is tested to be human blood. Then they found blood throughout the home, which was Jennifer's, but they find blood and DNA on the sink, tested it, and it's foetuses, and evidence that someone tried to clean up everything, clean up a crime scene. Medical examiner's opinion, a great deal of blood loss at the scene. So LE seeked residents and businesses cam footage June 1st. Fotis and girlfriend Michelle Trenicus were arrested for tampering with evidence and hindering the investigation. Both posted $500,000 bond. They both pleaded not guilty. Michelle was even granted to leave state, but under GPS monitoring. And the reason for this is because surveillance cams that police had asked to see from residents and, if I didn't already say this, and businesses showed Fotis driving back and forth to work that day. Then it caught him and girlfriend in 30 different locations in Hartford within a 4-mile stretch. A lot of items were found. Examples: household items, clothes, and sponges. Blood on them and tested to be Jennifer's. Fotis's attorney said he can't account for the footage or garbage bags, but insists he did not kill her and has no idea where she is. Fotis's attorney says Michelle knows where Fotis was and asks the state to drop charges against her so she can testify in his behalf. He says charging him is implausible. So I'm going to pause for a minute just to see, and I see. I thought I saw my Mel. There's my Mel. Hi, Mel. How are you? Something like that, Watcher. But thank goodness he didn't. Well, he couldn't get to the children because. But maybe. I mean, I don't think that was his plans because I think at least LE thinks, and it had come up that this was because of custody, and he was hoping that he wouldn't be the suspect, and then her being gone and never found, or even if she was, he wouldn't be the one they'd look at, and then, oh well, he's the dad, so he would get the children. That's what everybody thought his plan was. Well, hello, Lake. So yeah. Okay, let me go back now. Okay, so his murder arrest. Ellie says video shows him riding a bike that day, that morning, lying in wait for her. Warrant also says he used zip ties to secure and incapacitate her. Well, see, because when they went to these locations where he was throwing stuff away in uh, uh, trash cans, throwing garbage bags away, or in he even threw some things in a sewage drainer thing, they found zip ties and along with the other stuff that they found. So, they say, and they found also, oh, golly, bear with me, guys. You're going to have to forgive me. Can't remember if it was his bike or his friend's bike, but anyway, they found the label of the bike also. But anyway, so Michelle alibied him, but she also helped him. She helped him clean up, and then she was with him on all of these drop-offs, where he was disposing of everything. Now there was a third arrest. His previous attorney, Mawini, but he was also a friend. He alibied him. He knew of the crime, and so he alibied him as well. Now, eventually, Michelle starts talking a little bit. I mean, at first she's like, I was there, but I didn't, because she doesn't get out of the truck in the one cam footage, if you guys watched any of that. And she's like, I had paper towel, and I helped him clean, but she tried to say she thought it was coffee. But I didn't smell it. I didn't see it, just silly stuff like that, come on now. The difference between blood and coffee. There's but eventually she does start, and I don't know if she was hoping for a deal, but like Abrams said in an interview, one, was she wanting a deal, but two, were they going to even give her one? Because they charged her and his attorney friend with conspiracy to commit murder. So on January 27th, Fotis attempts to take his life. He shuts himself in his garage, in his vehicle, starts the car, hoping he's going to die of carbon monoxide. But they found him because he was also supposed to appear in court that day. He doesn't show up. So Ellie goes to his house and finds him like that. So he's rushed to the hospital. He's in critical condition. On January 30th, 2020, at 5:32 p.m., he was pronounced dead. Now, as far as I know, the charges against Michelle and his attorney friend, Mawini, are still holding. Michelle was supposed to appear in court October 1st. But when I look for an update, I can't find one. So I don't know if they've postponed it, if they're, I couldn't find anything. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know. Now I can talk I'm done with my notes. So one of their theories, Fotis's attorney's theories, was the Gone Girl theory. I remember watching that movie. So their theory was that a revenge suicide, that she faked her death to make it look like Fotis murdered her. So he would, she had written a book. She's a writer. And they tried to say that when she wrote that book years before this, that's what she was trying to say in that. They made all kinds of horrible lies up about her, that she was a heroin user, and she was had psychiatric issues, and um, that she liked to drink a lot and all this. But everybody that knew her said none of that was true. That she could barely handle 1 or 2 glasses of wine. And she never, ever had a past of drugs. And the book she wrote it didn't, no inkling of that. It didn't match up with the Gone Girl. But that was the lawyer's, that was his argument. Somebody else said they thought he was trying to frame his friend because he shaved his head. And he also used his friend's truck. Because it was his friend's truck in the footage when he was disposing of everything. And he had told his friend, him and his friend, I think, took it to the car wash. And he had told his friend to change the seat. But then they said maybe he shaved his head also so that he wouldn't leave any follicles behind. Hello, Hubs. He's sitting right behind me. But so, yeah, that's that story. I told it pretty fast, too. I'm looking at comments now. Yeah, because, I mean, he only got unsupervised visitation with his kids, but I'm sure his kids still loved him, And then here they were without their mother. And then he was a coward, and so now they have nobody. But as soon as the mother went missing, the children were placed with their grandparents, and he still wasn't allowed to see them without supervision. Oh, wow, Watcher. You share a birthday with him. It's not your fault. So I had a comment I just saw right before I came on here on the Victoria Martins case. I wish Dana was here. I know. That's what I say, Watcher. I guess there was I heard in one video, 300 different motions filed during the divorce. But then I heard Chris Abrams say, no, a federal prosecutor say 500. And so the federal prosecutor was kind of upset about that with the judge. Watcher says, I'm not alibying anybody. If my mother commits a crime, I'm turning her in. So here's a public service announcement. Do not commit a crime and tell Wendy, okay? Well, God bless you anyway. Well, same here. Same here. People have talked about that, Watcher. We'll hold that thought. We'll get to that in a little bit. Oh, all right, crime. Yes, thank you, everybody. That's right, crime. Divorce is better in the end, and but I really think that they're right. I think he was hoping her being out of the picture, then the judge would say, all right, the right thing to do now, mom's, so let's give dad kids. But yeah, it backfired on him, and grandma got kids. Judge still thought he was, right from the get, he was the suspect. And his girlfriend too, because they got footage. So yeah, it didn't turn out the way he thought it was going to. And he took the coward way out because he knew. I mean, when that footage came out, what could he do or say? I mean, his own lawyer said, well, he can't explain the footage. He can't account for that. I mean, Hey, Jerry Rocks, how you doing? Oh, okay, Lake. Well, enjoy your Friday evening and have a good weekend. Thank you for stopping in, darling. So let's go back to what Watcher said. And I know where we're going to end up with this, but because Incog, we've talked about this on her channel. We've talked about it, I think, when I had her on my panel. There's, a lot of us have said, no matter who it is, if we knew it was anybody in our family being bridge guy, we'd turn them in a heartbeat. Husband, brother, uncle. And I've said, even if it was my son and anybody, each and every one of you, and especially those of you that know me close know how much my son means to me. He's the apple of my eye. But I would turn him in. But there are some that have said very openly, when it came to my own child, I don't know that I would be able to do that or do it right away. Hey, band, how you doing, buddy? Um, so that just reminded me of that when you said that, Watcher. And I can understand it'd be hard. And I'm not going to say it wouldn't be hard for me. It would be so awful hard. But it would be so awful hard just knowing at the same time, you know? But yeah. So when you mentioned that, Watcher, it just, because we've talked about that on many occasions on my channel, and many times on Incog's channel. Um, a lot of people have said, in a heartbeat, they'd turn their husband in, their uncle, and their brother in, but when it come down to their child. But and then we've all wondered if it's somebody that may know and it's their husband, and their husband, they already know their husband is abusive, or or maybe he isn't, but if they've figured it out and they're like, well, if they're capable of this, what would they do to me? And they're just, but I would in a heartbeat. Am I missing comments? I'm sorry. I think I'm just seeing people say hi to each other. But guys, I want to apologize. I did go fast on that, and I just want to apologize because these last 2 days have just been, and I postponed it to today because yesterday was so crazy and wacky, and my brain was just everywhere, and I'm like, I mean, I was working on it and everything, and I just was like, my anxiety, and I'm like, okay, I got to postpone this. I got to postpone this. It's just too much at once. And then today I was like, oh man, I was like rushing home, and I was like, oh, I'm like, I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to wing it. What'd you get booted for, Watcher? You did, Chris? Where'd you see that at? How'd I miss that? What would I do without you guys, man? I've seen where the attorney and friend of Fotis is getting released from prison so he can see his dying dad. Well, you mean jail, or he didn't get sentenced yet, did he? Watcher, what do you mean you got booted? From where? Those kids could have ended up like the Powell children. That's a good point, too. Thank you, Watcher. Nope. We don't boot people here unless they're just downright. You know what I mean. Thanks, crime. Well, you know what? You know what I told my mom tonight? I said, "Oh, the internet." I was telling her, I said, "I've said before I'm winging it." I said, "But tonight I'm really going to be winging it." I said, "And I am so glad that I have a very supportive following." That's what I said. Don't you hate the internet? Thank you, band. Well, it's chit chat time now, I guess, guys. So, what do you want to talk about? Or, and Chris, I have to apologize to you because I've been so busy, so I have not contacted who you asked me to yet. I will get on that. Okay. Right, Watcher. Well, I'm nervous because when they came and upgraded our internet last time, the same day, it went out on us for like that whole afternoon and night. And I was supposed to do a live. You remember that, guys? It's like they were just here. They put in a brand new router, they upgraded. And okay. So I'm nervous because Monday, because I went and got a booster of my own. And yeah, well, that didn't go too well. And and I had to call my service provider for something else. And while I was at it, I was asking them questions, and then they're like, "Well, you get 2 boosters free a month, or free, and if you need a third one, then it's only $5 a month." I was like, "Really?" I thought, well, wow, okay. And I think I'll only need one. But because my house is so big and downstairs it 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 just lags a little bit, for the gaming and stuff. So, but I might need 2, but I'm not going to need 3, I don't think. But still, only $5 a month. That's not bad. But so they're going to come, they're going to do it, and they're going to. Well, that was a pretty good deal. But I just hope they don't mess up my internet again when they're here. Yeah, you remember, Nico? Look at Chris. He knows when. Only that long ago? I thought it was longer than that, Chris. Or was that another time? Because, I've had a few issues. They've had outages a few times. So, anything on anybody's mind tonight? I haven't had time to follow anything or look at anything. I've been so busy. So if anybody wants to update me on anything, feel free. Anybody want to come on and talk about anything? Just let me know. You can. The door is open. I haven't done that in a while. I haven't had anybody come on and talk. Actually, that sounds fun. So, hey, anybody in the mood? And it can be about anything. Anything that you guys are following, or I know there's a lot going on. We're missing Sharon. We're missing Junie. 10 Toes. I know 10 Toes hasn't been feeling that good. Guys, and so keep her in your prayers. And Sharon, her daughter, don't forget that. Wonder where our Junie bug is. It's Friday night. Mel still here? That turkey, she pops in, she pops out. Football on, Chris, by chance? Mel's working on a podcast too, though. Angie, I got in touch with him through Twitter and seen where he has his own channel under his own name. Yes, you gave that to me, Chris. I just have not been. I've been so busy. I haven't even been able to, but I'm going to. I promise, hon. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna get in touch with him. Do you want anybody? Anybody can come on panel that wants to. I mean, I'm not trying to force anybody, but I'm just saying we haven't done that in a while. I'm just, I got through it fast. And oh, Junie was here earlier. Did I miss her? Oh no, I feel bad. I didn't see my Junie bug. Oh no. Okay, Mel. I know you're working hard on your podcast. I'm sorry, Junie bug. I didn't see you, sweet pea. So please, anybody that ever comes in, and I don't ever purposely not. It's just because I missed you and I didn't see you guys. I hope you guys know that. But yeah, if somebody wants to come on, you can, but I'm not forcing you. I was just throwing it out there because, Fotis, the dishes is a slime ball to the 10th. Well, yep, yep. Nailed that one, Mel. Honey, my other coffee thing? Yeah. Thank you. Oh, that chili and stir it for me. It's just on real low. My chili was still cooking. Oh no. Don't scrape it then. Oh, okay, Mel. Oh, I was feeling bad. Thank you, hon. My chili was still cooking on low, but it's good too. Look what I got, guys. Oh, hold on. I hate the camera.
Really?
Oh no, somebody hurt? Huh? How many? 7? Big accident on 26 and 75, which is
Before you get to Rossville.
yeah, it's no, it's after Rossville.
No, it's before you get to Rossville.
Hun, if you're coming our way, it's after Rossville.
Yeah.
It's in the Sedalia area.
Coming from here.
It's on the way to my house, and they transported 7 to the hospital. I'm gonna hold on, guys. I'm gonna look and see if where'd you find that at, Mom? I'm gonna see if it's on. This is cool. They can still see me when I'm doing something else. Man, that's a bad intersection, guys. You guys, probably don't know that except for, and I don't think anybody's in the chat that's local around here, but it's a very bad intersection. It has been forever. They needed a stoplight there. Oh, here it is. It says State Road 25. Oh, wait. This is a runaway pig causes head-on collision, killing 2 people. The one I see on WLFI. And then a stabbing. I don't see the one you're talking about. Hold on, though. Oh, yes, I do, Mel. Hold on. I'm putting it in the chat. That's easier, like Incog does. There you go, darling. Hi, York. How are you? Sound like I'm screaming. I'm sorry. My husband always says, don't talk so loud. Come on in, Mel Bell. Okay, York. I'm gonna tell you, it didn't take me long because I winged it tonight. I was so busy the last 2 days, and yeah, Yorkshire's here, Chris. Gonna have a busy weekend too. I wish Dana was here because somebody let me run over here to YouTube and I'll read the comment to you. This lady said, probably should have done some fact checking first. Victoria's biological dad is unknown and there's no Kyle Martinez. That was yet another lie by her monster. Hold on, Mel. All suspects were given private attorneys via NM police public defender's office through a deal with several private criminal attorney who contract with the state of, what was that state now? Oh, I'm awful. For a flat fee of $5,900. The DNA was only a partial sample containing 4 LOCI and was on the back of Victoria's shirt and can never be used to identify anyone since a 13 Loki sample is needed for full identification. There were no drugs in Victoria's system per autopsy made public. The misinformation is truly saddening. Well, I said all that. So I said back, thank you for your input. I did say there were no drugs due to her lies. As far as the father, Kyle, the info put out by LE/news. But thank you again for watching and update. Have a great weekend. And then she said, sorry, probably missed the part about no drugs being found in Victoria's system. So, anyway, okay, Mel, I'm coming for you, darling. Oh, it said, okay. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Does it sound really far away or really close?
You sound just fine right now.
Well, I forgot to plug my microphone in. So it could be just on the computer audio. That's what I was trying to figure out. Give me just a second. I'm going to leave real quick and come back in.
Okay. That's right, Jeannie. New Mexico. I lost it for a minute. I lose it all the time, though, don't I? I thought she sounded fine. At first, I heard like wind, but then she's coming back. I like when Mel comes on. She always has interesting things to talk about. But yeah, I was just saying when I did that story, I was just saying what the mother said. And yeah, she told a lot of lies in that story. I wonder if that girl's a local and, and knows a lot more. I'm not familiar with Jennifer Dulos, so your replay will get me through tomorrow's as I'm working. Oh, well, that's good, York. Not that you have to work, but hello again. Mel, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry. I'm a mess.
Oh,
How
so
are you?
I'm a mess too.
Well, that's good. How's the sound?
Good.
Oh, good. So, what have you been doing?
Oh man, busy.
Yeah, you have been. Everything okay, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Other than that,
Right. I feel ya. I have 2 computers and my cell phone, which is another computer, and then my old cell phone. I feel really fancy right now.
well, I was irritated because I couldn't get my notes to print. My printer, it kept saying it was offline. Well, it was on and it was connected to the internet. So I don't know. I shut it down. I restarted it. I so
Right.
I just
Mine, I don't know. Our dog ate a bit of it. And so I have to plug it into straight to the with an ether cable. Otherwise it
Oh,
won't print. It's weird. Like what
yeah.
could you have eaten that only affected its Wi-Fi capability? No clue. Ugh. But yeah, Photos douchebag is ugh, I don't like him at all. You did a good job.
Well,
He's just ew.
I like I mean I found that chapter's channel um by searching other cases a while back, and so I subscribed to him because I like him. And I'm not sure where he's from.
Who are you talking about?
Um, Mike from that chapter. That's the name of his channel.
I haven't heard that one.
So, yeah. So I subscribed to him, and I source him a lot for my cases. And so that case, since I'm subscribed to him, that popped up, and it really caught my attention. So that's why I did it. It's sad though. I mean, but
Yeah.
what ones aren't, I mean, true crime is just sad.
Yeah, I was caught some of the chat and someone had said, like just get a divorce. Just get a divorce.
I
In this
know.
day and age, I mean, marriages that stay together are the rarity. They
Hmm.
really are when that used to be the opposite, but it used to think, there's that shame depending on your culture and your religion, and like that may be a delusional motivation of why people kill their husband or wife. But anymore, like even in churches, it's not the same as it used to be,
Very
or
true.
death was your only way out kind of a deal. So it's just very bizarre. I mean, I get the narcissist psychopath who doesn't want that person to be without them, but they don't want him anymore, or the money hungry.
Hmm.
But I think he probably falls in that category to where, like, Chris Watts, the other family annihilators, like, what category do they fall in? I don't It's like crazy.
Um, yeah. Sorry, I'm typing back to you.
Yeah, Chris, True Consequences, yes, I love True Consequences. I follow them on Twitter, and I need to check on it, but he had done a call out. His little brother was murdered by, I believe it was his stepdad, although I don't want to say that for sure because they might not have been married, but I'm pretty sure they were. And there's been no justice. There's no anything. And so, sorry, hold on a sec.
Okay, Chris from New Mexico. All right. Hey, Sharon doll. There you are. I
Sorry about
did.
that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry
Um,
about that.
yeah, Chris was telling me about it, and then he's expecting me to get a hold of him, but I've been so busy I hadn't been able to yet.
Right. I don't know if you've listened to his podcast episodes that he
I
did about his mother came on, and I'm telling you what, they are so moving. I was gonna do what he asked. He wanted everybody to kinda do something on their channel, which I think is a great idea because you get a completely different geography, on the geography map. Like, someone in Arizona could hear it, or Florida, just coast to coast, when podcasters work together. And I know me and you've talked about that and how that's like a huge thing for us. And, but man, I was going to do, I'm like, no one can do this justice. No one can speak with the emotion that him and his mother have. And so I suggested that he do something to where we can release him speaking on our platforms, like a short mini episode or something, because he just does such a great job. Or just sharing his own podcast, just anywhere that you can, because he's really good. I listen to him every time he puts a new episode out. He's in my cache, or whatever you call that, cache. I don't know what the right word is, to listen to every new episode they release. He's really good.
I have not had. I was gonna check him out either later tonight or tomorrow because I hadn't had any free time. Um, but yeah, that is like on the top of my list.
You'll really like him. I know you will. He's so genuine and kind.
I'll
Such a
probably
kind
cry.
guy.
I'll probably cry, right?
Oh, there's no doubt. When you get to the episode I'm talking about, you'll know exactly why I say there's no doubt. It's hard. It was hard, and it is so raw. So raw. And that's what I mean, is like no one else could tell that story better. The emotion that he was able to capture on audio was just, that's rare. Hey, Ginger. I hope you're doing good.
Yes. I was telling my mom, I don't know, just talking, I talk about you guys to my mom all the time. And I was talking to her about Ginger. And I said, Ginger Land, Mom, I said, well, I thought she lived down there, but I guess she didn't. She was just there all the time. But
Yeah, that damn COVID just really pisses me off every time I think about it, of, not being able to go and see that all the way through, I guess, which, it's not about me at all. I feel bad,
I know
that
you
she
want
has
to be
to
there.
go
You want to
by
be there for them.
herself.
You want to be there for
Ginger
them.
can't even go. Like, that was her aunt, Ginger was there every single time. I think maybe one time she wasn't there before COVID.
Hmm.
It is just not right that they don't stream it. They should
So
be required to. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
So Ginge can't go either.
No.
Oh my.
They've been, allowing Cheryl, and then they allowed Cheryl and Mark and Nicole's grandma. But each time they're nervous, they don't know. It's all up to whether they say yay or nay, or, I hate that's the way it is for them right now. I mean, as if things weren't rough enough.
Well, I hate it that we can't go either. It's not about us, it's about them, but we promised, you
Right,
know,
I know.
we promised we would be there with them, and we can't now.
But if we still cannot go in January, at least for that, it's just a sentencing, I guess. And then, I did see that Ashley, she had another hearing to take the plea off of the table. It appears by the court records that that's what happened, and there's another pretrial conference scheduled. So
It's like it's starting
who
over
knows what,
again.
are they recharging her with murder and conspiracy, or are they going to give her another plea deal? Are they like, what the hell's going on? I don't know.
No, York, I haven't. I'm gonna write it down though, so I will. Um, yeah, I think Mel, they take that plea off, then it kind of starts the process all over again. So they have the pretrial conference, and then all that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's yeah. So the family has to, you know, I mean, as if they haven't, you
Right.
know,
It's
it
just,
hasn't been drawn out long enough.
yeah, it's just terrible. And I think, I don't know, I'll have all the dates. I think I do, but I'm parking outside the building. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to, that's just what we're gonna have to do. Just at least for that sentencing, that's gonna be a rough day. I'm assuming Barf's next date will probably be rough. Um, I don't have much hope that there's gonna be real justice served at all, really,
For who?
anymore.
Oh, Garth.
Yeah, Barth, she's, who knows, but I'm glad that they did take that off the table, but I don't know. I haven't heard what it means, what's happening next. So I'm gonna start wearing a big sign around my neck for these.
Yeah.
Yeah. I called them and asked them about, are they going to stream it since it is a public court and this has gone on for how long now? I get that Newton County is small, but I mean, I have StreamYard for free. I'm just saying.
And Zoom's free.
Yeah,
That's how a lot of courts do it with Zoom.
right.
It's free.
But as so
I
far as
mean,
up to the Supreme Court, it's up to the discretion of that county seat. So,
yeah.
you know, who knows? But yeah, Ray's petition has 833 signatures.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
pretty
sad
good.
that they can't go too, because them going to Nicole's court, the cases for those delinquents really shows like, hey, we're here, see us, and by seeing them and seeing their shirts, Ray is seen, and so it really sucks that they can't go either. And I guess we could go and sit outside, and I would totally be willing to do that occasionally, and there's just so many of them that it's so far for me to drive, and I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah.
Barth was right.
Well, Tippecanoe County, they're way bigger, and they are allowing people in the courthouse with people, not in the courtroom as of yet that I know of, but they're letting you can go in the courtroom now, because when my son had to go for his review hearing, um, I could go in the courthouse with him. I don't know, actually, to be honest, if I could went in the courtroom or not. I didn't try. But I mean,
Right.
that's a big old city. So that's just, what I mean?
Right. So Ginger asked you what's going on with the Jennifer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for Truth and Consequences channel. Um, the case I did tonight, Ginger, her husband Um, they didn't get to try him all the way and find him guilty because he took the coward way out and committed suicide. But all of the evidence shows they don't have a body either, but she's never been found. And I mean, all the evidence shows that he murdered her. Um, his DNA and blood was found on her sink. It showed evidence of cleaning up the crime scene. Um, and then he was on uh, surveillance camera footage, him and his girlfriend, of disposing of household items, clothes, and things used to clean up. And and their theory is that he thought if he could get her out of the way, then he would get custody of the kids because she had filed for divorce. She was awarded full custody, and he was um, restricted. Um, he only had unsupervised custody. The judge said he was a danger to the kids, and and I agree with that theory. Um, but even after she went missing right away, her mother got custody of the kids, and I mean, and he was right away the suspect. I mean,
Yeah. This one reminds me, it's the closest to Angie, my friend Angie, that was murdered by her husband,
hmm
if you want to call it that. It matches the closest as far as case. I mean, her body was obviously found, but yeah, definitely those two douchebags match up real well. My guess would be he was a very controlling, abusive person to be married to, and then when you leave that kind of a person and they don't get their way, beware. Everybody else's fault though. Yeah. Where he put her body. Speaking
um,
of which, I guess that was kind of a sharp turn there to change, well, not change the subject, but go to a different case. Did you see let me just, Jerry, Karina McClurkin's grandma, finally got some like help. They had dive teams out there and they have a video. I started watching it earlier. It's really good.
was that a recent one?
It
Yeah,
was decent for me.
somebody sent me a video today while I was at the doctor, and I couldn't get signal in the building, so it was
Yeah,
spinning.
it was
And
today.
I I was I wanted to watch it when I got home, but I I hadn't had time yet because I'm telling you what, from that point on, it has been go 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 go. I mean, when I got home, I it was like cooking supper and prepping, cooking supper and prepping.
Right.
So
No,
I
it was released, is today the 30th? I lose track of the days,
yeah
but
yeah.
today, they are called Adventures with Purpose. They have 590,000 subscribers.
Wow.
So, come on, Kokomo.
Real right.
Oh, I I would, if I could, that's one place in Indiana I will never live. I don't care. I would never ever live there. Like, it is just awful. Like, It's
Well,
astounding to me the way that they have treated her.
I wish that I could tell you a story, but I can't. The only way is if this person would be willing to come on here and tell it himself.
Is it one in benefit that would benefit Kokomo PD or further? Okay.
Mm-mm. Oh, no way. Mm-mm. No.
Yeah. It's disturbing. And the fact that I don't understand because there's been what I really thought would happen, and this has been a while, but when I think it's called The Murder Squad with Billy Jensen and Paul Holes. They did a little segment inside of an episode about Karina and showed some footage of her possibly being in another, I think it was Florida or somewhere.
Yep.
I'm thinking like, I'm pretty sure I knew and I think they knew it wasn't her. But if it were to be her and it was a close of enough of an ID match, which I kind of thought it was, that would mean the FBI could come in regardless of Kokomo PD. But that didn't happen. So
It sure looked like her, didn't it? I mean, I know everybody
it
does have
really
a
did.
plan. It really did.
It really, really did. But I think that she was murdered. I don't think that she was trafficked. With the group that she was running with, or at least in some way. I don't know. I think that I think he killed her. He murdered her. I just don't get how. Well, actually, I do because I think it's just flat out incompetence and just a lack of care, complete lack of care and incompetence on the local police department. That I don't, you know.
Sharon says, weren't they just in Colorado looking for Suzanne? And I think she's talking about the adventures with purpose.
Right. I mean, they're a dive team, so it's possible. Yeah. I just saw them today for the first time, so I'm just glad that they're finally getting some help. And they just they show the videos of them. They went to that motel that's now, not open, and we're looking in that pond. They were getting bit by snapping turtles.
Oh,
I guess I was kind of unaware of that, and I wish I kind of could I know that about Indiana. I don't know. I never knew we had snapping turtles. That sounds so dumb. We really have snapping turtles here, and I
yeah,
didn't know it.
yeah,
I
but
mean, I was getting bit left and right. Like,
I I never have.
I
I
had to
never.
go back and make sure I hadn't accidentally clicked on another video because I was like, we don't have snapping turtles in Indiana. I must have hit the button when I was putting it in my pocket to listen. Nope. I was like, what? We have snapping turtles here? I'm never going to get in a creek again or a pond
I
or
was
where
going to
they
say,
are.
yeah, we do, but I've never experienced getting bit in the creek or anything. But I mean, I've seen them and had held them and had, but yeah, I didn't know that happened.
I I don't know.
I haven't seen the video yet, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think when I haven't even gotten halfway through it, and they'd both been bitten once a piece. So I was like, oh my gosh.
wow.
Yeah, Ginger's right. I mean, it's just as crooked as crooked can get. And when people get mad enough and they come together and they start doing petitioning and calling them out, It's just going to remain the same until that happens, and families like Karina's are the ones that pay the price. And then there's also Kokomo is Tanner Barton. Um, I while I cannot say for certain myself that there was an actual a murder, I will say that there was negligent homicide for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, good lord,
I
it's
agree.
infuriating,
I agree.
absolutely unnecessary. You know, like he died from asphyxia, which takes a while when you're suffocating like in that type of a position. That takes a while. And so just to like, oh yeah, he fell down and I just like went back to sleep. Like I went back to watching my show and like fell asleep. Like, are you kidding me?
Right.
And then the parents like just taking a picture and not like what is happening? Like what is wrong with them?
Yeah. Well, right. I would have been freaking out. I would have been.
I just and that girl like I, I read the transcript. It's just it's baffling that she would that at least she was not charged with anything. I mean, come on, nothing. I don't get it. Who does that?
How can they live with themselves?
And it really does seem like he stood up and got dizzy, which is something that happens in my home quite frequently. And if all it would have been was just to position his head, turn him on his, turn him and take the pressure off. Like, I get that he was a big boy, but for you to just do absolutely nothing, uh, I,
Not,
I don't
not even
understand that.
say, not even, I mean, she didn't even say, Tanner, are you okay? Or, hey, Tanner, or nothing. She didn't do nothing.
No, she said, well, I tried to like take his pulse, like, and I think there was a pulse there, like, he was really, basically insinuating that she didn't know because he was so big. Like, and then just went back to she didn't go right away because she was watching a crime show or something, like watching a show. I mean, not I'm sure it wasn't, hours, but like minutes or seconds or whatever, and then went over but didn't even turn, just left him in that position. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't care how big of a person is, you can turn them to where their neck's not obstructed. Like, that's just common sense. That doesn't take any medical training or anything to know to do that. And if anything, you would just think, oh, that would be uncomfortable. He's my friend. Well, let me at least I can't lift him up or move him, but let me grab a pillow and like make sure his neck's comfortable so he doesn't wake up with a crick in the neck. But no, nothing. Did nothing. And that's just the basic of the story. If
Well, just,
there isn't anything
I mean,
criminal murder going on, that's just the bare brass of it, of like what started to go wrong. And there could be way more, you know. It
yeah,
just doesn't make sense. And I think that's what's so frustrating for his mom, Michelle, is that it just doesn't make sense that he just died. This was an athlete. I know. See, the thing for me is my friend's son, and he is just the sweetest boy. He is a big boy, and he's a defensive lineman, um, built exactly like Tanner. He actually looks a lot like Tanner, the same height, same weight. He My friend's son might be a little bit bigger. I'll tell you what, that kid is fit as a fiddle. I know he's big, but there's a big difference between the kind of weight that they had versus just sitting around. And I know that was off season, but like my friend's son, I'm trying not to say his name, but he had surgery. And so even when he was off, like, yeah, he put on a little bit of weight, but he's still fit. I mean, you can't, this is a person that gets their heart rate up weekly playing football, a full contact sport, and they're tackling. You know, this isn't a person that's out of shape. And I just feel like if there was something wrong with his heart with playing sports as long as he did, it would have been known. It should have been known. There would have been signs of it somewhere, you know, especially nowadays. They even do, if you have the habitus of Marfan syndrome, they send you to a geneticist. At least here in my county, they do. If a kid has certain type of habitus, it's like the way they look. If they're really, really tall with long arms, those are two of them. If they have bendy joints, they will send them to a geneticist because this has become a problem in sports. Kids just dropping dead because they have an unknown heart condition. It's usually Marfan syndrome. But yeah. But I'm happy for Jerry. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I
And
hope that if anything,
well, the reason I thought it was not a recent, because I saw the only thing I heard was them saying 2 years, but then so they must have just got something wrong in it because they said I heard them say 2 years and then something about her birthday and that she would be 23 or 24, and then after that it just kept spinning. So I'm like, it hasn't been 2 years, it's been four. And then, but then when they were saying she was 23, I thought, okay, they're just wrong on how many years it's been. So that's why I wasn't sure if it was recent or not.
hmm yeah, it says today. I mean, who knows? Maybe it aired differently.
I think they just got the how long it had been wrong because they said she'd be 23 or 24, and that would, but that wouldn't be right either because she was 16 when it happened, right? So she would be 20.
19,
Oh,
19.
oh, she was 19.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I think? Why did I've been thinking she was 16 all this time.
And
Okay.
she just turned 23. I think today is her birthday.
Okay. Well, then, so they just got the amount of years wrong then. So it is recent then. So, yes. Well, that is so good for her because she has been fighting so hard and so long, and they've just been running her around in circles. And yeah, that's so good for her.
Oh, Yorkshire tea, yes.
You know,
That's
I
really
have
good
not
podcast.
ever, I have
It's
not ever looked at,
man.
can you believe that?
Ever looked up who?
That guy. I've never looked into his
Israel Keys or True
sexy
Crime?
Israel Keys.
Oh, whew.
I've heard a lot of people talk about him.
Well,
Never, isn't that something?
right. I mean, we all think of the typical serial killers. You got your Dahmer, your Bundy, Kemper, those guys, like everybody just, but Israel Keys just literally, he takes the cake. He really takes the cake. Mm. There wasn't really anything that he wasn't capable of doing, which is the scary part. Uh, I'm trying to remember. Oh, is he the one that I think we're like really close to? Not exactly, but the same age. Like I think our birthdays are only months apart. I think. Let me look it up. Since I got all these computers out here. Um, yeah, Israel. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, January 7th. No, wait, that was his murdering spree. Never mind. I have the wrong serial killer. Or maybe I just thought it was his birthday, but his his killing spree was from January of 1978 to December of 2012. Or was that how long he lived? Hold on, let me read. It's 1996. No, he was born on January 7th of 1998 and he died on December 2nd of 2012. In Anchorage, Alaska. Suicide. He had one child. 3 confirmed, but further 8 plus is likely. He was on one of the ID specials.
Oh, yeah. Is he the one that drew the pictures of his victims? Sharon's asking.
That's Samuel Little.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um,
Gosh, there's so much evil in this world. So many.
oh yeah, so he, he planned like his murders out way in advance and had like go bags planted, buried, whatever in all these different locations. Like talk about can you even oh man. What would wonder if anyone ever came across one of those. It's been a long time since I looked into him, but he usually killed far from home and never in the same area twice. In his murder trips, he kept his mobile phone turned off and paid for items with cash. He had no connection to any of his victims. He flew to Chicago where he rented a car to drive 1,000 miles to Vermont. He then used the kill kit he had hidden 2 years earlier to perform the murders. 2 years! A kill kit.
So
Buried it and then went back.
if your phone is off, it can't be traced.
If it's powered off,
Mm-hmm.
no, not that I'm aware of. You never know, but like,
Well, then, okay. Not to get on the Delphi wagon, but then bridge guy and or whoever was involved could have had a phone,
mm-hmm,
but it was off.
I would think so.
I mean, we've all just assumed that.
And GPS tracking in a vehicle, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how all that stuff works. All I know is that I don't want to be hooked up to OnStar. And once a month, I get an OnStar call out from my car that literally almost makes me crash. You'd think they'd only be able to do it when you're in park. But it's so loud, and then it comes on, this is OnStar, and like I go screaming.
Yeah, I wouldn't want no GPS thing either on my car.
No, I don't even like having the backup camera. Okay. I
I,
paranoid about it.
I do like that
I mean,
because
I like it, but it's like I feel like that little camera eye is staring at me. I can't I can't talk to myself as much in the car anymore.
Well, see, I always thought that even if your phone was off, not a burner phone, but a smartphone or a regular phone, they could still trace it.
Need to cough.
So if they can't, then because a lot of people are assuming that Bridge Guy didn't have a phone that day with him.
Well, I don't know about 2017, but I think if your phone doesn't have power, how are you going to be able to track it?
I mean, that makes sense, but I don't know. I don't know why I thought it could still be. That makes sense, though.
Because it doesn't have a if it's powered off, it doesn't have a Wi-Fi signal or anything to pick up and ping off of any towers.
Right.
So,
That's right. It wouldn't have no signal.
um, but yeah, I mean, he 78 to 2012, so I'm assuming, he probably I don't remember when his first kill. Does anyone in the chat remember when his first like alleged kill was? But it 42 years old, like so he would have been in 2012. I'm terrible at math, but just pretty young, and his hero was Ted Bundy. But like he just did not care. It didn't matter if it was a child, a family, an old person, like he had zero care. And some of the like statements he made, oh, it's atrocious. But when you think of a serial killer, like those elements are some of the elements that I find really make a serial killer stand out. And that's why like I just don't see that in Delphi, not as of yet. Um you the planned part and the lack of like I think that Delphi was a bit planned, and I think it was organized and unorganized. I think, and that was temper related. I think he lost his temper. But I mean, when you think about the amount of like detail that some of these serial killers go to, and yeah, usually they make a stupid mistake. And that's like BTK, that idiot. Like I hate him. He makes me so angry. I can't even stand to look at Dennis Rader's face.
Yeah.
I mean, like writing them and been like, if I do this, are you going to be able to trace me? Are you kidding me, you idiot? So they make some kind of dumb mistake, and it's usually because of their psychopathy. They're just so full of themselves that what ends up being their undoing is their lack of insight into their own psychopathy. But with Delphi, I don't see it. I don't think I see it. I mean, the middle of the day, bridge, walking across a long bridge like that, that is not ideal. That's not an ideal. It's so open for anybody to be able to see you.
Yeah.
And so that's not something that a true like serial killer type would deem ooh, this is a great kill spot. No, it would be when they were on the other side or when he's not exposing himself by walking all that the way across. I don't care. That's just my opinion. I know others differ. But he was totally exposed. Anybody could have seen him. And then to not have the sense to look for or properly destroy the phone. Are you kidding me? and then
I
just
know.
there's so much of it. Like yeah, I think he did go to some lengths to disguise his body type, but he didn't on his face, which is just bizarre. Why wear all that get up and then not disguise your face really? Like, uh,
Well, and my thing is, I get tired of hearing about the blue jacket because it's everywhere. I see one every freaking day. I see tons of them every day when I go uptown.
you know what you should just start doing is what I started doing is tell people to get on Facebook and go find MWXC or IXRC racing, like quad racing, dirt bikes, quads, and just get on their videos and watch the first 5 of them. And you when you see all the people there standing at the start, just look at what they're all wearing. I mean, that's why for me, because we go to those races all the time. Like, oh, this guy's I mean, as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, no wonder. No wonder he's still on the loose. I thought it would be wrapped up in a week's time in the
Well,
very, very beginning. I really did. And then
and
I saw that, it was like, well, no wonder. That guy is everywhere. He's everybody and everywhere.
yes, everybody dresses like
I
that.
have him in my closet right now. I literally have him in my closet. I could pull all of those clothes or something similar to them and put them on right now if I wanted to. That's how common it is. And people just refuse to accept that and get it. They just refuse to.
Yeah, I mean everybody around
Like me
here.
and you covering a case in New York and being like, that is absolutely what they wear in, and like arguing with people that live in New York about the perpetrator's looks. They
I
know
see
they
15
know
or 20.
they don't look the same. Like men from New York City don't look like men from Delphi, Indiana. I'm sorry. If we had one of those, a big New Yorker man that came into like everybody would be like, "Who is this cat?" Like
Right.
that person would stand out. It's very frustrating.
Mm-hmm. It is. Sure is.
Oh, while being held in jail at the Anchorage Correctional Complex, I'm reading from Wikipedia. On suspicion of murder, Keyes died by suicide on December 2nd of 2012 via self-inflicted wrist cut and strangulation. A suicide note found under his body consisted of an ode to murder, but offered no clues about other possible victims. In 2020, the FBI released the drawings of 11 skulls and one pentagram, which had been drawn in blood and found underneath Keyes' jail cell bed. The FBI believes that 11 is the total number of victims. So
Howard.
they're missing a few. I don't think I've really listened to like an in-depth podcast or episodes on him. It's just that investigation ID serial killer week and then looking at him way back in the day.
Um, yeah. Well, he took the coward way out. Okay, Sharon, enjoy that cigarette.
My crime?
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Crime. BTK thought he was invincible.
Yeah. And I think his undoing was his own boredom. I mean, it's just like he got bored and of not being he was bored and he was just not happy with not being noticed,
Oh,
right?
good night, Taffy. I'm so sorry. Yes, yes.
Oh,
Prayers for you, honey, and for her family. I'm so sorry, honey. Good night, sweetie. Aw, I hate hearing sad news.
yeah. And that's the thing is just like here we are, here she is, just Friday night sitting around chatting along, and then all of a sudden your world is just like that, just a click of the freaking snap your fingers and someone died, you know, just that quick.
Yep.
One minute everything is hunky dory, and then the next minute is total devastation. It's just seconds to seconds. Like you
Yeah.
just,
We never ever know.
we really don't. Chris, yeah, Samuel Little was, I guess, if you, I mean, I don't know. I guess they're saying that because of the sheer amount of numbers. But there were so many times that he should have been caught along the way of all of his kills. Like he wasn't a super like he wasn't an Israel Keys where he was like cunning and maniacal. Like he was just I think he got lucky a lot. I don't know. That's just my take. Anything else? Are you ready to wrap her up?
Up to you.
I do think it was great you talking about Delphi the other night.
Yeah, I just thought, what the heck? And then there was some things I wanted to, you know,
Hmm.
mention that I had seen, and I think once in a while it doesn't hurt to talk about it. And,
Yeah, I agree. I think I just for me I can't be the Facebook groups are just so toxic.
oh
You know?
yeah, man. I it, for a while there it was like um it it was like I don't know how to explain it, but once I left, oh my, the peace
Right?
and relief. Yeah, it's so
Right.
crazy, so crazy.
Right.
But
I don't really miss it. There wasn't, it was just round and round in circles.
mm-hmm.
There's just
In YouTube now though, it's I mean it's not as bad, but it's some of it is pretty freaking bad.
right. Well, and if you'll notice like a pattern to it.
Mm-hmm.
Where it cycles back like
Yeah.
what with the first set of YouTubers that ever covered it. And then there was the second set and the third set and the fourth set. And meanwhile, there's only a handful of those very first ever YouTubers that, you know, have successfully covered it in the very beginning and continue to successfully cover it whilst doing other things because you
Whoops.
just can't do Delphi every week. I mean, we're going on 4 years. That's just terrible. I can't believe that. Can you believe that? It's, oh,
Share. Hi, Share doll. It was postponed to today, honey.
well,
I
I did too, Cher. I was like, oh my, not on again tonight. And then I got another notification that it was on. I was like, well, guess I read that wrong.
Yes, I did, Nico. I did. I thought it was pretty good myself. Gray's new walk cycle. What'd you think, Nico?
I loved it.
I did too.
He should have done that a long time ago. I mean, he did do that a long time ago, and I'm glad. I was appreciative of the way that he did it. People need to realize how long the computer, that kind of, I don't even know what genre you call it. I guess where's James at? He would know. Where's Bantry? Maybe Nick will. I don't know. IT abilities, I guess, to the time that it took him to build that frame by frame in order to refocus the bridge to where the bridge was stabilized. And so he had to focus each picture on a structure that doesn't move, which I think he said he used the tree and the bridge and then the rail, like the railing of the bridge or whatever, and there's that little white thing. He matched those up, and I watched both nights that he did it, and it took hours, hours and hours of time. And then obviously putting it on the picture that he had probably took more hours.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that he did that will always be out there, and it will always be one of the most helpful things, I think, is
Yeah.
work like that, where he's not taking the freaking audio and magically and expanding it to minutes instead of seconds, which is impossible, totally impossible to do, and ludicrous to even think that you could decipher what is being said. It's the power of suggestion. That's all that's happening there.
Oh, I know
And
it.
I don't even want to talk about it because it makes me very angry. And then the other videos lately of the freaking parietal effect. Oh, heavens to Betsy.
Oh man, make my blood
What,
boil.
what in the world are people seeing? Uh, how are you going to look? I don't even know. We were looking at me and my friends. We were looking at something the other day, and it was just like she or whoever it was on this video had put on there that there was a big stuffed teddy bear out there, and was like
I
pointing
missed
at,
that. I didn't see that one.
oh
Thank
my
goodness,
land
I
pie.
guess.
I've never been so irritated in my life. I mean, this stuffed bear was bigger than all the trees in the woods. Can you even imagine? Now, how would those searchers have missed that damn bear that was bigger than the trees? I just like,
I
I
mean, what
can't.
do these people think
What? And
doing?
then
The
people in the
worst
comments
part,
are just like cheering them on. Like,
that's what I was going to say. That's the worst of it is these people are actually into it and believing it and loving it. And it's like,
yeah, I don't know. And then I think it was two different ones. At least I hope so. I don't know. But someone had sent me something and that I was reading it, and I was trying to go back and find the footage of where in the world they think they saw this at. Like, I just want to know based on the helicopter footage. Not that I think it's legit. I just like where it is, because when you chop it up and just send one picture to somebody, they have no reference for this could be any damn where, you know?
mhm.
Like, where is it in the video or whatever? Like, I don't know, but you just can't, it's too far away. But did you watch the footage when it was live? Like
I,
when they were live footage the day on the 13th or 14th, I mean?
I did, but that's been a while.
Yeah, it's been
My
for,
brain.
I think I more so there were parts of it that I remember really standing out because, well, for one, you know how I am with Tuesdays. I clean all day on Tuesday, and if I don't, my whole week is ruined. Like OCD and me and Tuesdays are very important. And if I don't have that, I remember those days. Like it's really bad. And I mean, when I clean all day, I really mean it. It takes me about 9 to 12 hours, and we have a tiny house. And so, um, I was just, as soon as I saw that it came on the TV, I just started watching it. And then I got on my phone, and then that was like my first introduction to what a live chat was. Like before that, I had no idea how to even live chat. I still didn't even know that day. I don't think I commented anything. I'd have to go back and look. I may have, but the commenters were terrible. They were making me so angry, so very angry.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
Because it came on the news, and then for some reason, I don't even know what possessed me to, I Googled it, and like um, YouTube footage came up. And so then, I'm like, I didn't even know how to work it back then. I never got on YouTube before. I never got on YouTube before, not for this kind of stuff, before Death Lab.
Hmm.
Ever.
Hmm.
I never even looked into true crime on YouTube whatsoever. And so, like a live chat, what the heck is that? So, yeah, it was crazy. So, I think that's probably why I remember it. But they did cut a lot out.
Yes.
Um, And they even cut out, I remember there, not the whole time, but you could hear the helicopter and them like talking to each other.
Hmm.
And so it's quite different.
Yeah. I am just so ready for it to end, it to be over. And I mean, because these families have just been tortured and, just waiting so long. And I can't even fathom.
Right. The angle the objects are seen don't even make sense if you were seeing them from a helicopter. I wish I could have come up with a better explanation than that to tell people. Yeah, I mean, the bear thing, that was just all you can do is just laugh. Like, if not, your blood pressure is just gonna shoot through the roof and you're just gonna be angry all the time.
Yeah, 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 because that's what. Yeah, I try not to like. I watched one, and I was like, my blood pressure was just, oh my heavens. So I mean, I don't watch any more of that. I don't go back to that channel. And then another one pops up from another channel, and the same thing. I just don't go back to them. I don't. I
Mm,
don't sub them. I don't go back to them and watch them because that's what it does. It makes me angry because
yeah,
it's just like it's insane. It's uh, like right now, I'm getting angry.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what, Junie probably did too. I didn't say anything because I don't, he doesn't do very many live chats, and I don't know them like I know you, like you guys, I guess.
Who?
John Lord Arts.
Oh,
This
oh, he's so good.
bipolar bear, the comment, I was so angry about it. Like it makes me mad, and it's like I wish I kind of had just said something so I could just get it out of my system. So I'm gonna get it out of my system. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about, lady. That was so rude, and especially to that guy. Are you kidding me? Accusing him of not caring about victims and victims' families. And
Oh,
when is he going to get back to, in capitals, caring about people? Oh, I was like literally livid. But what I noticed was no one else was paying her any mind. And then she just went away.
Mm,
And it was like, that part made me glad that I didn't comment. But if anybody sees her around, I would suggest just considering her a troll. I mean, you clearly don't know anything about the work that man does. Are
exactly.
you kidding me?
Right.
That's he's one
Obviously.
of the he is, for one, like the sweetest,
Hmm.
not controversial, he's not rude, he doesn't even have like a mean bone in his body. And then the amount of work and the amount of podcasts and people that man helps, are you kidding me? You cannot be mad at people because they do this for a career. It does not mean, I mean, someone told CJ last week they gave her a 1-star review and were like, there's too many commercials. That was the review. CJ, I was so mad for her. I'm like, that person could have literally skipped the commercials in less time or listened to all of the commercials in less time than it took her to write a review. I know how to write reviews on Apple Podcasts, and you have to sign in and do all these little things before you can write a review. So gave her a 1-star, and that's what she said in the review. Like, do you call the TV channels when they have commercials you don't like, or during the sports?
Right.
The fact that people want to make a little bit of side money or a career out of podcasting or true crime doesn't mean that they're like bad people. I get so sick of that because my thinking is, if I did make more money that I didn't need to get a fourth job at this point, I've got to get a fourth job, which just sounds ridiculous. But I would have more time to do this, you know? I don't know. That's just, I guess it's just a different way of looking at it. But it's like, I don't know. It's just frustrating because you feel bad, but at the same time, why be so cruel to someone that has done so much?
Right.
I don't understand that, and gives back so much. I don't care if they make money. I hope they do. I hope they make so much money that they can do it full time because they're so good at it. And that's what their calling is. And they should be able to do it full time because we all have to have jobs. We just have to. You have to make money. So if you get to do something that you love full time and give back and help families, psh, that's
Right.
a dream job.
Hmm.
That is the most fulfilling thing that you could do. Is anybody calling the police and been like, you guys make too much money? You know, the investigators, like, no, they need to be paid more. I don't know. Because she was saying that all he cares about is money and making money. And since he started trying to just make money, he doesn't care about people.
Yeah. She doesn't know him. I mean, she doesn't know anything about him. Or she's just
Your
a
Ivy,
right
way
out
better than I did.
troll.
Right. Just, yeah, Ivy said it way better. I don't care one bit if people make money legitimately. Do people get upset about when the ID channel has commercials and gets paid? It's the same thing.
Hmm.
It's the same thing. It's frustrating. But I think I found a solution for myself, or at least maybe, I don't know. Because I don't want to like have Patreon. I don't have anything to be worthy of like people paying a subscription for, or taking like money on YouTube or whatever. But like, I really enjoy making channel art. And so after I get some more under my belt to practice ones, I think I might start just like a little side business of trying to sell those, you know, just to creators, not to families. but it
Mhm.
would give me the ability to like do them for victims' families.
Mhm.
I was just thinking about that with Karina of making up thumbnails that can be shared, like a 7 days of Karina campaign or something, a different thumbnail every day, or like what I do on Shannon's page. But for creators, I would charge. Just
Yeah.
a way of like still being able to make some extra money, but not like I'm not on their level. Like I'm not on John Lorden's level. Like, so I would never, I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the kind of person that like a Patreon subscriptions, paid subscriptions, hell yeah. Cold truth at this point right now. I mean, I haven't even released an episode in how long?
Almost everybody's doing that now, though. That Patreon
No,
or that join thing. I mean, I'm not. I mean,
I had a few before COVID that I like paid for, but it was more than worth my while. Like with Himalayan, uh,
mm-hmm.
what was the one that Gray Hughes did?
Sign of the scene of the crimes.
Crime. Although I could not, it took me forever to figure out how to unsubscribe. That wasn't like his fault or his like
I
he didn't
rem-
do it on purpose, that's just Himalayan. That's their fault. But like I don't regret one. I got to listen to everything that I wanted. There was chats, there was like activity, there was behind the scenes that weren't released. Um like a lot of content that I was totally down to pay $5.99 for, and I had a couple other ones that I did as well, but like with COVID, when that hit, I mean, 12 weeks off of work, everything had to go that wasn't necessary, So I just haven't gotten any of them back yet.
um, yeah. And it's free now. Scene of the crime.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when you were having trouble unsubscribing.
Oh, Atlanta.
But it was supposed to only be like for just 1 month, I thought anyway, and for just that. But no, we kept getting billed. I was like, "What? What's going on?" And finally, I unsubscribed.
Right.
Yeah, they do, Chris, but it's to support them if you choose to.
Right. Yeah, it's not like you're gonna, and that was the thing that I respected about like Gray Hughes's. It was just kind of upfront, like, yeah, it's gonna come out in, they'll come out once a month or whatever it was they had it set up on to release. So you're gonna get to see it if you don't pay. But like if you do, you can see them all right now. And
Yeah,
so for me being the impatient person that I am,
me too.
I would rather them if they're out and like I want to see it right now.
Me too.
So, yeah. And that's the thing, like there's a lot of podcasters that I follow that do that on Patreon and they make it really worth your while. You get a lot more, you get to hear a lot more. Like it's a fun one and it's not for everybody because Jack Luna is not for everybody in the operator, but the 911 calls, oh my gosh. For one, they're hilarious, and Jack Luna's my crime crush, in case anyone wanted to know. And they make it totally worth your while. Like when you join their Patreon, I mean, you get like a lot of other that's never going to be on the podcast. Like, it's never going to be on. So if you don't do it, then you don't ever get to hear it. So
And then I've been in chats or seen chats or heard from people that, like, when they super chat somebody and somebody sees them do it or something, somebody will give them a hard time, or they'll get a message from somebody, you know, ain't your business. If you want to support somebody, you know, it's your business. And it's stupid. And, you know, incognito, so awesome what she's doing.
it really is. And I wish he wouldn't, though.
Really.
Well, I mean, I wish that she would do more along the lines of like what I've seen other podcasters do that aren't on YouTube and like YouTuber podcasters. You do a percentage, but
Well, I
I
think she does it because that's the case that she does. I think that's why she chooses that. But when I heard her say, and I have the receipts in case anyone questions,
doesn't that make you sad?
man, if somebody freaking ever questions you, let me know, because I'm going to let them have it. For one, it's none of their freaking business, and you shouldn't have to show proof, period.
Right.
I
And you
mean,
know, the thing with like her is you either just be really upfront. And I know I keep bringing this up, but I do watch a lot of Gray Hughes, and I do support. Like I do contribute. I donate money to his channel, pretty much every month for the last like 3 or 4 months. I have been or trying to. Is my way of giving back. Um, but like be really honest and upfront about what you're doing, and just like, I'm on here for 3 hours and this is why. This is a job, and I'm also trying to help families. And we're going to be talking about cold cases that
mhm.
don't get any attention. If you don't like it, there's the door. But we're raising money this month for this cause. Please donate, and I'll be on for another 2 hours. Like, just be upfront or honest. Or the difference with like incognito, where it's just she I saw a couple super chats that she did not ask for a super chat one time. She didn't even really know how to handle it when she first got one.
Yeah, I don't even think she knew.
How to even get the money or where it was coming from or what was happening, and
Yeah, I don't even think she knew she was able to get them yet. I
yeah,
mean, I don't think
it's not about money. She doesn't want it. And if people want to give it though, you can't like stop people from hitting that pay button, if your account is hooked up to it. So like if people want to give money because they see that you just spent 3 hours of your time with them and they're appreciative of it, and the only thing they can think to do is send you $20, $10 for your time and for the entertainment, that's okay. I just don't like when people are manipulative about it. And I think you can spot it from a mile away. It's pretty easy to spot. Just
Well,
saying.
Gray, and I don't know how he does it, but I mean, he will do sometimes two or three a night, too. I mean, he puts a lot of work into,
Right.
you know, I don't know how he does it.
Right. And that's the thing is like, um, he's mentioned it before of just the sheer amount of numbers on a live when he's talking about Delphi, Morphew, Daybell, compared to when he's talking about Tiffany Sessions, Haley Cummings, um, all the different cases that he covers, because it's like such a multitude that I can't even try to remember all the names. What the three of them cover on their podcast, 3 Men in a Mystery, like they're not the best sellers cases out there that are going to bring in the money. And when you see people just making a ton of money off of one case that they seem to think you can talk about 3 days a week. Are you kidding me? No, you can't. That's manipulative to me. You're only doing it and you're only going to talk about the cases that bring in the most money and the most views. But you can see it. You can see it on my channel. Go look. Makes me mad. Like the ones on Shannon or anything else other than Delphi. They've got like 100 views, and then all of a sudden there's a spike for Delphi. Like
You can see it on when I stopped talking about Delphi, and I said it when I was going to stop. I said, I know I'm going to get, I mean, you can go back and scroll through when I was talking about Delphi.
right.
But I still have the same loyal followers, and I knew that I would.
Right.
I have an awesome following, and I don't care about the clicks or views.
No, you don't. You don't. And that, and that's the thing, is like,
I love my people that I have.
I think,
That's what's more important to me than
quality. Well, and what's the point of having, 500,000 subscribers if only a handful of them are actually like contribute and join live chats or consistently like show up? If you're just subscribed to somebody, I mean, what if you're not sharing their content and spreading the word, then like what good is it to have all of that? I don't know.
yeah. And and the funny thing is I'm getting new subscribers all the time, but I don't see them. They're not in the chat. They're not. Where are they? But I'm getting new subscribers all the time. But it's like, well, I see that and I'm like, well, maybe they'll pop up tonight.
No, I've gotten more since I think I left YouTube and stopped doing the lives. I, like every day I get like new subscribers. I must be losing subscribers as I'm getting them or something, but I don't think my numbers really change. But I'm like, you just get that you got a new subscriber and then email. Like, but yeah, it's like I don't even have anything on there. I think I am going to on Shannon's case. I'm going to do that roundtable on YouTube instead of on the podcast. I'm almost done editing what I've got, and I'm going to release this. It looks like it's going to be a 2-parter, and then do the live roundtable. And then, unfortunately, that'll be it. I don't know. It's really sad, but I don't know what else to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is sad.
it does. It sucks. It really sucks.
You've got a huge heart, Mel. Huge heart. Do you know you're muted? She's muted. I don't know if she knows. That's true, Cher. Mel, you're muted.
Oh gosh. Sorry. I was switching rooms, but Yeah. I don't know. It just makes me sad. Right. That's true, Cher. Maybe.
I
Afraid.
mean, I go to when I go to Gray's, I don't hardly chat.
Yeah, I mean, I do occasionally, but not near as much as I. It's not like I'm actively talking to the chat, you know?
Once in a great while, I have, but not very often. And when I haven't gotten. Nobody's been mean to me or nothing. Stacy Galloway, I love her. She's so sweet and so welcoming.
Yeah. Michelle
Huh?
and Michelle. He's got some good moderators. I like his mods.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, other than like, well, see, crime's not on here anymore. Sometimes I can catch Randy. It's so random. Like I never know when it's coming on, or
Yeah.
it's hard to
Same.
catch. And
Yeah.
they're usually when I'm at like earlier in the evening when I'm at work. So, um, it's
Yeah.
like we're on the off schedule. Like I'm at work at night, so and then he's on. Don't get off usually until when I work. I'm usually out of there by 8:30 or 9. But
And then Saturdays, if he does his game nights, I'm usually here lately. I've usually got plans.
hey,
No.
Chris, I'll tell you what you can do is you can send me um, any short stories, little short, like true crime related stories that would fit under the category of WTF. We got that episode coming up on Thursday.
What is it?
Beyond the Cold Truth with me and CJ on Get Vocal this Thursday night.
What time?
9, our time 9.
Okay.
But we're coming
Now.
up with like little short ones of just kind of like, what the fork? What is going on? Kind of a WTF
Oh
episode.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's what
So
I said.
I've
Well,
I've
see,
found some, but I'm not very good at WTFs. I found I'm too anal. I'm too anal to do like short.
well, Katie asked if I could do um if Incog and I could do ours earlier, and
When?
on our nights that we go live, and
Maybe.
but well, it's late now, but so well, she asked like if we could do them at 6. I'm like, I don't know if I could do it at 6, but I could maybe do like at 7. Um, but so I can be done with mine before you go live, but um, I don't know if I mean I can try to keep doing mine at 7. Um,
But who asked you to do that?
Katie Lacey, but she's not here tonight.
Is she a creator to where you were like taking her time slot or what?
No, she said she's usually in bed by the time I do mine.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but you just kind of got to do what time best fits your schedule. And you're never going to like please everybody.
I mean, usually it is fine. I mean, to do it like around 7, because on Tuesdays and Thursdays uh, it, but it's just been hectic. It's been pretty hectic around here lately. I mean, Mom, I've had appointments with her, and
Right.
um, man, these last 2 days have been horrible.
But yeah, I like the way the names are combined too. Ivy, beyond the cold truth.
Yeah, it is. That's cool. Well, Nico, I mean, seven's good. I mean, I think for most part it should work out. And most of you guys said it worked for you too. So, and it'd work out on Thursdays because Mel and CJ, they don't start till 9.
Every other.
Yeah, every other. So, yeah.
I didn't listen to any of the last one. I didn't want to. I felt like I didn't do do a good job. I don't know.
It
I didn't
was good. It was good. And that is, for those of you who don't know, by the way, that is on Get Vocal, which I still have not tried to stream that to
either.
YouTube yet. I need to just do it one night and see how it works because there's no testing to it. You can't test it.
I mean,
You just got to do it.
it's kind of worth it if you, I think if you get like, I was kind of talking to CJ about that of like, because it how the hunt what are V coins and like how much do they actually, what does that even mean? And I don't think she made much, but she was like, I think it's like $11 or something that she'd made on the couple, like a couple of them, which is 11 more dollars than YouTube pays. I don't, so I don't know.
Can you disable that?
Well,
Do
it's
you-
from the Get Vocal, like they pay. Do you see that when it pops up? It's like a gift from Get Vocal,
Yeah.
the launch place that's free. It's like that's
Uh,
why it was confusing to me because it's a free app, like it's free. But
um,
then the Get Vocal, the company gives creators. I've seen it in a lot because I love Get Vocal. I like the small groups and all the different podcasters that pop on there, and so Get Vocal does it in all the ones. Every single time I've been in one of those, which is hundreds, they always give they call them V coins.
yeah.
And so it's not from like a person, it's from the company, which is cool, you know. But people can give money too. But I just think it's cool that Get Vocal gives back like that right away. I mean, you don't even have to have many, like 5 subscriber, you don't have to have like a big to do in order to get V coins from them. So
I see. You were there, Cher.
any state, any country. But I better go. I gotta
Yeah.
get editing.
I was
Oh,
getting ready to
done.
say, I think we'll wrap it up. I
Well, it's
think
good talking to you.
you too, darling.
You know where to find me around 1 a.m. You can always call for one of our late night chats.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, and you have the pictures. I sent you the one that's like made to fit for your YouTube cover.
Yeah, but it won't fit. It
It's
won't.
the
It
one
won't.
with the smaller letters.
Yeah, it won't take it.
What does it say?
Must be whatever sizes it says on there.
Hmm. I'll try to put it on mine and then figure it out that way. Are you downloading it to your computer or doing it on your cell phone when you try to put it on the cover?
Computer.
Computer? Okay.
Hmm.
I'll try that on mine and then tell you how to do it.
Okay.
Or fix the size of it if it's the wrong size. So.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Love you. Good night. Okay, guys. Well, that was nice, wasn't it? Always love having her on. So I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. spending your Friday night with me again. Share, you know what? I'm the same way. It's our memory. It's our, no, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say it's our age, but I won't. I did. All right, guys. Thank you for coming, supporting me while I winged it. So, you all have a good night. Rest well. Sweet dreams. Have an awesome weekend. All right. And I will see you next week. Okay. Peace. No. God bless everybody. Much love.